Japan's counterattacks were not just about winning the ball. They were built on a clear trap-press structure, and each regain was used to attack the space opened before the defense could recover. Now let's break it down. Japan used a trap-press strategy against strong opponents England and pushed them into difficult situations. Before looking at the counterattacks, let's first examine how Japan set up this trap. As the goalkeeper starts the build-up, Japan do not rush directly at the possessor. Instead, they control the nearby passing lanes and guide the pass toward a specific direction. With that pressure, the possessor is forced to play into the space Japan have left open. Japan then block the forward passing lanes again and restrict the next options. As a result, the opponent are pushed into another back pass, and every time they try to progress, Japan raise the intensity of the press and disrupt the rhythm of the build-up. In the end, the opponent are drawn into a sequence of short passes that leads the ball back to the goalkeeper, which is exactly what Japan want. The moment the ball travels toward the goalkeeper, the forward sprints at full speed to press him aggressively and attack the passing lane at the same time. As a result, the opponent can no longer play out and are forced to clear the ball.
Against Senegal last June.
The same principle appears again in another sequence. The opponent play from midfield toward the left side, but that lane has also been left open deliberately by Japan as a pressing invitation. The moment the pass is played, Japan's midfielder jumps out aggressively to press the receiver. To escape that pressure, the opponent try to play a one-touch forward pass into the left flank. But this time, the wing-back quickly steps in and cuts out that passing lane. Japan's first counter-attacking strategy is to trigger the trap first, then use coordinated runs to open the line-breaking lane. As the opponent carry the ball forward during the build-up, Japan deliberately leave the forward passing lane open for the possessor. The opponent use that route to play forward, but that is exactly when the trap is triggered, and the midfielder positioned near the halfway line jumps out to intercept the ball. As soon as the midfielder regains possession and drives forward, the forward begins a run through the central gap in the defensive line. Then the attacking midfielder makes a diagonal run toward the right half space, stretching the defense even further, and at the same time, drawing their attention away. As those two movements widen the gap in the defensive line more clearly, the possessor threads a line-breaking pass straight through that open lane. In the end, this coordinated movement leads to a very dangerous shot inside the box.
Sending it forward, and it's off.
Japan first invite the forward pass and trigger the trap. After the regain, the central run attacks the gap, while the diagonal run stretches the line. That opens the line-breaking lane for the shot. Japan's second counter-attacking strategy is to create a central free man first, then build a 1v1 isolation in the half space. This time, Japan trigger the trap on the right side, with two players pressing the possessor at the same time. The opponent try to escape that pressure through combination play, but Japan read the connection in advance, cut it out, and regain possession. After the regain, Japan do not rush the attack immediately. They first escape the next pressure by connecting a pass into the player ahead, and then break the following pressure as well through a short combination, creating a free man in the center. Japan usually prioritize the center and the half spaces in transition in order to minimize the distance of the attack, and the same principle appears here. As the free possessor receives the ball in the center, The wingback immediately sprints into the left half space. Rather than attacking too early, the midfielder in possession carries the ball forward and forces the defense to drop deeper, advancing all the way toward the edge of the box. Only after drawing the defenders in does he release the ball into the open left half space. At the same time, the two central attackers move toward the right side and pull the defense with them. That movement also stretches the defensive spacing, which leaves the wingback arriving in the left half space in a complete 1-versus-1 isolation. In the end, the wingback turns that 1v1 isolation into a dangerous shot.
Kimura tries to tee it up.
Japan first win the ball through the right side trap, but they do not attack immediately. Instead, they use short combinations to create a free man in the center. From there, the ball-carrying midfielder draws the defense in, while the attackers move the line to the right. That opens the left half space and creates a full isolation for the wingback. Japan's final counter-attacking strategy is to trap the opponent in the center first. Then, connect the attack through the half space and zone 14. This time, Japan deliberately leave the central lane open and prepare the trap there. As the opponent carries the ball into that invited space, the trap is triggered, and the surrounding players collapse at the same time, closing the central zone completely. The possessor only sees the pressure in front of him, but the trap has already formed behind him as well, and Japan eventually win the ball back. Immediately after the regain, Japan escape the opponent's counterpress through a series of short passes before it can fully arrive. They then play back into the center and exploit the central channel first, securing the most direct route forward in transition. At the same time, the left wingback makes an aggressive forward run through the left half-space channel. The attacking midfielder in possession carries the ball and draws the defense toward himself before releasing it into the open space behind in the left half space. As the wingback receives the ball and enters the box, the forward makes a deep run through the center toward the 6-yard box, pulling the defensive line into a deeper position. That movement opens up zone 14 in front of the box, and the wingback cuts the ball back into that free space. In the end, the attacking midfielder arrives there and finishes the move for the goal.
Scores for Japan.
Japan first invite the kerry into the central trap and win the ball. Then they break the counterpress and attack quickly through the center and left half space. The deep run opens zone 14 for the finish. So in the end, Japan's counterattacks were not just about regains. They were built on a controlled trap press structure, first luring the opponent into specific lanes, then attacking the space that opened after the regain. From coordinated runs to central free man creation to half-space progression and zone 14 finishes, each attack targeted a different structural weakness. That was the essence of Japan's transition attack. Feel free to share your thoughts on Japan's counterattacks in the comments.